I'm one of those rare Arizona natives. I was born in Phoenix at Good Samaritan Hospital and grew up living in towns around the state, including Buckeye, Tucson, and finally in Scottsdale. I went to Scottsdale High School and on to Arizona State University, and from there into the Air Force. My career from the Air Force took many turns. I was open to new opportunities. I flew for the airlines. I taught pilots how to fly business jets. I actually sold new business jets for a time. And I came back into the Air Force and ended up becoming a wing commander and running the International F-16 flight training program for the United States Air Force. I came to Southern Arizona Leadership Council because I wanted to work to make this state a better place. And that led to the opportunity to become a regent. When I was young, I always thought about flying as an opportunity to not only do something exciting, but to also potentially have a career that would be very rewarding. So I became enamored with flying as a young man and got my pilot's license at age 16. I became a regent about 10 years after I retired from the Air Force. In that 10 years, I worked at the Southern Arizona Leadership Council, working to make this state a better place through policy issues, everything from health care to economic development to education. And that naturally led me to understand the needs of this state, how we educate our young people, and what the challenges the state faced in educating everyone and becoming competitive on the world stage. That challenge is what attracted me to the opportunity to be a regent, and I was fortunate that Governor Brewer offered me that opportunity a little over 3 years ago. The Board of Regents is a unique board. It's appointed by the governor, and because of that, it's a very diverse group of people who's responsible for really setting the goals and the direction for all of the state's universities. Well, Arizona's unique enterprise model, led by this board, is unlike other structures across the nation, and I find it to be a great opportunity for us to do something unique and special for the state. The purpose of our universities, first and foremost, is to educate our children and adults of all ages to make sure that we have not only the workforce, but the citizens who are capable of leading this state into the future. But there's a second issue that's very important that the universities have a direct impact on, and that is a robust economy. Because of the research and the talent that exists in our three universities, it feeds our economy and provides jobs for these highly talented individuals that we're graduating. Economic pressures on higher education are across the nation. Arizona is no exception. We have a particular challenge in trying to hold tuition to a level where we can ensure that the people of Arizona can afford the opportunity to attend. And I think that is one of the major challenges that we have as a board, is finding ways to not only find the revenue necessary to control the cost of tuition, but to also work with the entire structure of our education system, from pre-K through K-12, with the community colleges, to reach out with the talent that we have and the experience that we have to ensure that we are providing the most efficient as well as effective education possible for the people of our state. The leadership perspective I gained in the Air Force, the opportunity to deal with policy issues that I learned about as the leader of Southern Arizona Leadership Council, those two issues alone were building blocks for me as I became a regent. One of the more unique things that happened to me in my life is I was a wing commander on 9/11. I was in San Antonio when the attack happened on the Twin Towers, and I needed to get back to Tucson because we were tasked with putting airplanes on alert to defend the nation. So the president authorized me the opportunity to fly my F-16 back from San Antonio to Tucson. And I was the only airplane airborne in the United States on 9/12 that morning. There was nothing on the radar, there was nothing in my headset, and I was coming back with the rather heavy responsibility of telling our pilots that we may be asked to shoot down airlines filled with American citizens. So that leadership moment for me was sobering, but it was one that not only tested me, but tested the airmen that I led, and we responded beautifully by putting airplanes up to defend the country. We never once, fortunately, had to use the weapons in any way that was harmful to the people of this country, but it was a unique time in my life.